Although she had been ignoring her little weight problem for over 2 decades, Texas grandmother Evelyn Geffers was finally being taken to hospital in the back of her son's van. The doctors in Dallas were stunned when they saw her.
Her abdomen was gigantic. She had spindly little arms and legs, except her legs had become very swollen because of poor blood return.
Dr. Miller quickly worked out what was wrong.
It was what we call a benign ovarian tumor, an abnormal growth of the ovary, which is not cancer. That is, it can grow and get bigger, but it doesn't invade into other tissues and it doesn't metastasize or spread.
While the tumor wasn't cancerous, left untreated, it would eventually kill Evelyn. It had pushed aside all her other vital organs and strained her heart, and it was now slowly starving her to death.
She spent a significant amount of her metabolic reserve feeding this tumor at the detriment of her other organs. It's not like a real cancer where it invades and damages the other organs, but just the amount of resources her body had to devote to this. And one of the evidence of that was how spindly her arms were.
The tumor had to be removed, but the surgery would be dangerous.
Probably the greatest risk for losing control of the tumor during the removal process is it falling off the table before we had controlled the blood supply to the tumor. And so she obviously rapidly could have bled to death, if not having other vital organs ripped out in the process.
Had the tumor attached itself to Evelyn's vital organs? Dr. Miller wouldn't know until he actually performed the surgery.
Because it was an unusual surgery, we couldn't quantify the risk.
A team of 10 doctors opened Evelyn's abdomen and got their first look at the tumor.
It was sort of a white, fibrous covering with little mottled blue areas that you could see in it, presumably due to the fluid. As you felt it, you could tell that it was fluid-filled. It was what we call fluctuant, kind of like maybe a beanbag chair.
Fortunately for Evelyn, the tumor was not attached to any major organs. Dr. Miller was able to cut it out cleanly. His biggest problem was dealing with its massive weight.
We had our stout medical students and residents helping us mobilize it up. Then we just sort of rolled it off onto the sterile stretcher, wrapped it up into sterile towels, and a couple residents took it down to the morgue.
The tumor tipped the scales at over 70 kilograms.
I had gone so used to carrying that big thing in front that I couldn't even set up because I'd tip over backwards. I was so used to making allowance for it.
Evelyn learned how to sit, walk, and stand without those 70 extra kilograms unbalancing her.
It's going to be cold now. She's there aggravating and picking on the kids and driving all over, and she's back doing everything that a woman her age does and probably a little bit more.
And though she's still stubborn and still doesn't like doctors, Evelyn is very grateful.
I do feel that my life is back again. I can't worry about what I lost, so I'll just go on and add that on the end of my life. Live to be 90 or 100.
What are you doing?
Evelyn, Richard, Barlint, Alan, and Ed. 5 people with unique medical problems. 5 people whose lives have been saved by dedicated doctors who took on cases that truly were one of a kind.